Describe consent in one word.
Agreement.
Okay. Describe consent in one word.
Agreement.
Describe consent in one word.
Well, that's hard. Well, I know what it is, right? Someone giving you permission to do something.
Describe consent in one word.
Yes.
Okay. Describe consent in one word.
Giving, one word. Permission.
Okay. Describe consent in one word.
I'm gonna get closer so I can.
Can I describe it in two?
Yes.
Mutual agreement.
Describe consent in one word.
Yes.
Describe consent in one word.
Are you filming right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's
I was
okay.
making a face.
We can edit.
Hold on.
In one word?
Yeah.
In one word?
In
Yes,
one word.
guide, one word.
Mutual agreement.
That's
That's
two.
one word.
That's okay.
Mutual agreement. Mutual agreement. In one word? That's not the question you asked, Lang, though. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Nah, because he described consent.
Yeah.
Like, should have something in there about how it needs to be verbal and nonverbal. So verbal and nonverbal agreement, you know what I mean? Because I could say, okay, but I'm not really consenting to you. If I said yes, then I'm consenting. Does that make sense?
Yes.
See, that's kind of the word we're looking for. Like when we think of when describe consent in one word, we're thinking like, oh, you should be thinking
Yes.
Okay. And then, do you think there's an age too young, like in high school, to have sex?
I don't know. I think like as soon as like you turn a teenager, you like have that ability to consent for yourself if you're responsible enough.
And then, do you think there is an age that you were too young to have sex, like after, like obviously puberty and like high school and like?
Too young?
Yeah.
Again, I think it just depends on the person. It depends on the culture. You know, a lot of it's a cultural thing because in certain cultures, they may start procreating at 14 or 15 here. That's generally frowned upon, right? You know, when we talk about these things in class, you know, my advice to people are there is no right answer, right? So, but if you're awkward in speaking about it or you can't talk to your partner about it, then you're probably not ready to do it, which is fine, you know, because times have changed. And I think that's more of a cultural thing than a biological thing. But obviously, to answer your question, I guess anybody that's prepubescent obviously would be way too young. And generally, I would think 14 and 15 would be way too young or whatever, but it still depends on the person.
Do you think there's an age limit to having sex? Not like age limit, but like too young, obviously past puberty.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really like an age limit. It's more like when you're comfortable, when you think you're ready.
I feel like after college and like when you have a job, so I'd say maybe into late 20s, so you could be like established and ready.
And then one more question. How many students in this school do you think are sexually active percent-wise?
Half of the junior class and all of the senior class. So that's about, what, 40, 30.
How many kids in the school do you think are sexually active percent-wise?
I'm going to say 50%.
And lastly, how many kids do you think are sexually active in our school percent-wise?
25%.
How many kids in this school do you think are sexually active percent-wise?
Like 90?
How many kids do you think are sexually active in this school percent-wise?
35%.
And then, in your opinion, how many kids do you think are sexually active in our school percent-wise?
Well, the party line is none of you, because as far as I'm concerned, none of you has any sort of sexual desire or urge at any time. In fact, you're asexual. But a more accurate percentage, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I imagine it's probably pretty high, probably like between 7.
Kids do you think are sexually active percent-wise?
In this school. 87.
Question. How many kids do you think are sexually active in this school percent-wise?
60.
Okay. And then one last question: how many kids do you think in this school are sexually active percent-wise?
Percent wise, probably like 25%.